guys, what's going on? It's Kyle. Just gonna do a little video for you guys here today. I didn't do it on Friday because I had a tattoo appointment that day and I just got my tattoos redone. If you had seen it on the old Instagram. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, all that is like for my channel anyway. It's basically like my day-to-day life, like basically just my Instagram. It's not all car stuff. It's me doing whatever I do, like whether it's at work or business pleasure type thing. So yeah, follow me on that. It's my life. It's pretty boring. So you'll just see some things that'll come out on my YouTube beforehand, before it actually comes out on YouTube. Like if I had any of my parts, I had it up there before, like I had pictures. So it's kind of like an update of what's coming. Yeah. So I'm gonna be doing a video here today for you guys, and it's gonna be about rev matching actually. I'm not gonna touch on how to drive a manual car because most people that would have one, I assume you already know how to drive it. I learned on a manual. I learned on a Ford. What was it? No. What was that? I think it was a Ford Focus station wagon. It was purple. So yeah, it doesn't matter what you learn on for a manual. Like you start off with the basics, and like it's all just clutch and gas. That's all it is. You just got to learn that, and then once you find each car is a little bit different, you go from there. So it's pretty basic. I won't touch on that too much. So basically, when you're driving the manual and you're shifting up, you're going from a high RPM down to a low RPM because you're going into a higher gear, which has a different gear ratio. So when you're downshifting, it's a little bit different. You're basically going backwards to the gearbox, and it's like, what the hell? So most people, what they'll do this. They'll take the clutch, they'll put it in the low gear, and let it out, and the car will lurch forward, and your RPMs will spike up. So the goal of rev matching is to be a little bit easier on your transmission and your gearbox by bringing those RPMs up to match the gear that you're going into. So for each car, it's a little bit different. So like the Evo's got like a high RPM ratio for all the gears, so it gives you better power throughout the gearbox. So I'm gonna get to a spot here where it's safe for me to kind of like do a little bit. I'm actually gonna put my GoPro on my head, so I'm gonna look like an idiot, so you guys don't have to. So you guys can get a better view of my gauge console. Basically, each gear will go up, and like obviously it has like a red line, but there's like a sweet spot where you shift at for every gear, and you have to be able to remember like what speed you're going at and what the RPMs are kind of go to. You can really, I never looked at it. I like going by feel. Is the way I always like doing it. So that's what I do. Sometimes I get it way wrong, but after a while you get used to it. Like I only actually just learned about this year because nobody ever taught me how to really properly drive a manual transmission like I taught myself. So Charlie actually one day he was just like, "Man, you suck at rev matching." I was like, "Rev matching? What's that?" And he's like, "What?" So he lost his mind, and he told me, he basically just gave me this plain and simple of it. Like it's, you match the RPMs to your speed and your gear when you're downshifting when you come to a stop. I was like, oh, okay, well, what is that? So he kind of just quickly told me what to do, and I was like, all right, cool. So I started doing it, and now I've been doing it ever since, and like it's just natural for me now. Like before I was like almost like running into people. I was like, oh my god, the cars were like lurching all around. Like I felt like a new driver all over again. It was funny. But now I'm pretty good at it, and I can get a pretty good rev match going. So I'm here to show you guys that today. Alright guys, so the basis of rev matching is, like I said, to match the RPMs to the gear that you're in. Hopefully you guys can see my gauge cluster here. I'm up at 3,000 RPM right now. I'm going 40. So this is like the best way that I found to find out where my RPMs are at for every speed. So I'm going 40, my revs are at about 3,000 RPM in second gear. So I use kind of like that basis to be like, okay, so if I'm downshifting and I'm at 60 and I want to go to second, I know I have to slow down a little bit more in third to come down to 40 to rev match to 3 grand. Because at 40 in third, I'm at 2,000 RPM. So you see I have to come up that 1,000 RPM and I have to make that up basically. So I'm just kind of driving a circle right now. So I'm not going to be doing anything too crazy. I'll do first, second, stuff like that. So I have to come up to 3,000 at 40 for my second gear. So I'm coming up to a stop sign. So I put the clutch in, give it a little pump, And like that was a bad rev match because I gave it too much gas, and you seen that I came out to about almost 4 grand there, and the car still gave like a lurch almost. So I'll do it again. So now I'm in second. I'm at 4,000 or 3,000 RPM at 40, going to third, and I'm about at 2. So come around this corner, I'll do a rev match down to second. It's funny because like now that I'm actually trying and thinking, trying to like do this accurately, it's a lot harder for me to do it. It's because I'm trying to pay more attention to that and the road at the same time. So make sure that you're really doing it by feel. So here we go, I'm at 40, at third, rev match. So there you go, that's a good rev match. It literally went right to 3,000 RPM and stayed at the same speed. Everyone's staring at me because I got this helmet, my camera on my forehead right now, so it's kind of funny watching everyone's expressions. So now, second to third. That's a good rev match there. And make sure that once you rev match, like you're going to be applying the brake right away too, because you're still going to be coming to a stop, right? You're not going to run into the guy ahead of you. Make sure that you time it right. Don't run into the guy ahead of you if you're going to be, you know, coming to a stop. And don't forget, if you're not sure if you're going to make it, don't bother with the rev match. It's almost like a luxury for the car. You don't have to do it. So if you're ever in doubt, just clutch in, put it into neutral, and then use the brake. Don't ever rev match down just because it sounds cool and run into the back of somebody, because then you're an idiot.